Why do you always wear black? Ugh. I'm in mourning for my life. I'm unhappy. Why? I don't understand it. You're in good health. Your father, while not exactly rich, is comfortably off. My life is much harder than yours. I make only 23 rubles a month, minus the pension fund deduction, and yet I'm not in mourning. It's not about money. A pauper can be happy. That's in theory, but in real life, my mother, 2 sisters, my little brother, and myself, and the salary is just 23 rubles a month. We have to eat and drink, don't we? Buy tea and sugar and tobacco. Try to make ends meet. The performance is about to begin. Yes, Zarechnaya is acting, and the play is the work of Konstantin Gavrilovich. They're in love, and tonight their souls reunite in their yearning to express the same creative idea. But my soul and your soul have no points of tangency. I love you. Can't sit home from this longing. Walk 4 miles here every day and 4 miles back and find nothing but indifferentism on your part. That's understandable. I have no means, a large family. Who wants to marry someone who has nothing to eat himself? That's nonsense. I'm touched by your love, but I can't reciprocate, that's all. Feel free to borrow. I don't feel like it. The air is muggy. We'll have a thunderstorm tonight. Most likely, all you do is philosophize or talk about money. For you, there is nothing worse than poverty. But I think it's 1,000 times easier to walk around in rags begging than... But you can't understand that. I'm not quite myself living here in the country, my friend, and obviously I'll never get used to it. Last night, I went to sleep at 10, and this morning I woke up at 9, feeling that from this perpetual sleeping, my brain's gotten stuck to the skull and all that. Oh, and after lunch, I accidentally fell asleep again. And now I am a wreck, trapped in a nightmare after all. It's true, you ought to live in town. Ladies and gentlemen, they'll call you right before it starts. But you can't stay here now. Please go. Maria Ilinichna, would you kindly ask your papasha to have them untie the dog? Otherwise it howls. My sister couldn't sleep again all night. Talk to my father yourself. I'm not going to. Spare me, please. Come. Then you will send someone to tell us before it starts. That means the dog will howl all night again, a pretty kettle of fish. I've never lived in that country the way I wanted to. I'd take a vacation, 28 days, and come here to get some rest and all, but they bother you with all this nonsense to the point from day one. All you want to do is get out of here. Oh, I was always happy to leave this place. Well, but now I am retired. I have no place to go, after all. Willy-nilly, I live here. We're going to go for a dip, Konstantin Gavrilovich. All right, but be back in your places in 10 minutes. It's about to start. Yes, sir. This is our little theater. The curtain, the first and second wings, and the empty space beyond. No sets. A direct view of the lake and the horizon. We'll raise the curtain at 8:30 sharp when the moon is up. Splendid! If Zarechnaya is late, then the entire effect, of course, will be ruined. She should be here now. Her father and stepmother watch over her and for her. Getting away from the house is as hard as escaping from jail. Your hair and beard are all disheveled. You ought to get a haircut, maybe. It's the tragedy of my life. Even in my youth, I always looked like a drunk and all that. Women never loved me. Why is my sister in a bad mood? Why? She's bored. She's jealous. She's already set against me in this performance and against the play because she's not acting in it, and Zarechnaya is. She doesn't know the play, but she hates it already. The things you make up, really. Yes, she's already upset because tonight on this tiny stage, Zarechnaya will have success and not her. A psychological peculiarity That's my mother. Unquestionably gifted and intelligent, capable of weeping over a book, she'll blurt out all of Nekrasov's poetry by heart, nurses the sick like an angel, but just try praising Dusa in her presence. Whoa. You have to praise only her, write about her, rave about her extraordinary acting in Le Dame aux Camélias, or in The Days of Life. But since there's none of this drug here in this country, she's bored and angry, and we are all her enemies, and it's all our fault. And then she's also superstitious. She dreads lighting 3 candles, fears the 13th. She's stingy. I know for sure that she has 70,000 rubles at a bank in Odessa, but just try asking her for a loan, and she'll start crying. You got into your head that your mother doesn't like your play, and now you're getting all upset and all that. Calm down, your mother adores you. She loves me. Loves me not. Loves me. Loves me not. Loves me. Loves me not. Yes, see, my mother doesn't love me. Of course. She wants to live, love, wear pastel blouses, but I'm 25 years old and a constant reminder that she's not young anymore. When I'm not around, she's only 32. With me, she's 43, and she hates me for it. She also knows that I don't recognize theater. She loves theater and thinks that she's serving humanity, a sacred art, but I think modern theater is all routine and narrow-minded. When the curtain goes up and in the evening light in a room with 3 walls under artificial lights, these famously gifted people, these high priests of art, portray how people eat, drink, love, walk, and wear their jackets. When from hackneyed scenes and phrases they try to drag out a moral, a small one, easily digestible, useful around the house, when in 1,000 different variations I'm served, same old, then I run away from it as Maupassant ran away from the Eiffel Tower that oppressed him with its vulgarity. You can't do without theater. We need new forms. New forms are needed, and if they're not there, then it's better not to have anything at all. I love my mother, love her very much, but I think she leads a meaningless life. Always running around with this fiction writer. Her name is always being bandied about newspapers. I find it all very tiring. Sometimes it's just the egoism of a mere mortal speaking in me, and sometimes I feel bad that my mother is a famous actress. And I think that were she an ordinary woman, I'd be happier. Uncle, can you imagine a situation more idiotic and hopeless? She has her guests over, all of them celebrities, actors, and writers, and among them, I alone am a nobody, and they tolerate me only because I'm her son. Who am I? What am I? I parted from the university in my 3rd year for circumstances beyond the editor's control, as they say. No talent, no, not a kopeck to my name, and according to my passport, I'm a commoner from Kiev. My father was a commoner from Kiev, although he too was a famous actor. And so when in her drawing room, these actors and writers designed to notice me, I thought that their glances were sizing up my nothingness. I read their thoughts and suffered from the humiliation. By the way, tell me what this fiction writer is like. I can't figure him out. He keeps quiet. He's intelligent without airs, a little, melancholic, very decent man. He's not even close to 40, but he's already famous and has had his fill as far as his writing is concerned. How can I put it? He's a very nice and able writer. But after Tolstoy or Zola, you won't want to read Trigorin. My friend, I love writers. Once I really wanted 2 things, to get married and become a fiction writer. But I didn't manage to do either. Well, it must be nice to be even a small-time writer after all. I hear footsteps. I can't live without her. Even the sound of her footsteps is beautiful. I'm incredibly happy. My enchantress, my dream. Oh, I'm not late. Of course, I'm not late. No. I've been anxious all day. I was so scared. I was afraid that my father wouldn't let me go, but he's just left with my stepmother. The red sky, the moon's rising, and I kept urging on the horse. But I'm so happy. The eyes look like they've been crying. Oh, that won't do. Yes, that's true. You see how hard it is for me to breathe? I'll go back in half an hour. We have to hurry. I can't, for God's sake. Don't try to keep me. My father doesn't know that I'm here. Yes, really, it's time to get started. We have to go get everyone. I'll go and all that right away. To France, to Grenadiers. Once I started singing like this, and the assistant prosecutor says to me, "You have a strong voice, Your Excellency." Then he thought a moment and added, "But nasty." My father and his wife don't let me come here. They say it's bohemian. They're afraid I might take up acting. But I'm drawn to the lake like a seagull. My heart is filled with you. We are alone. I think someone's there. No one. What kind of a tree is that? An elm. Why is it so dark? It is evening already. All objects look darker. Don't leave early, I beg you. I can't. And Nina, what if I come to your house? I'll stand in the garden all night looking at your window. You can't. The watchman will see you. The dog's not used to you yet and will bark. I love you. Shh. Who is there? Yakov, is that you? Yes, sir. Take your places then. It's time. Is the moon rising? Yes, sir. Do we have alcohol? And the sulfur. When the red eyes appear, it has to smell of sulfur. Go. Everything's ready. Are you nervous? Yes, very much so. Your mother, that's all right. I'm not afraid of her. But Trigorin is here, and acting in front of him is scary and embarrassing. A famous writer. Is he young? Yes. What wonderful stories he writes. I don't know. Never read them. It's hard to act in your play. There are no live characters. Live characters? We must represent life not the way it is and not the way it should be, but as we see it in our dreams. There's little action in your play, just reciting. And I think a play must always have love in it. It's getting damp. Go back and put on your galoshes. I'm hot. You're not taking care of yourself. It's sheer stubbornness. You're a doctor and you know quite well that damp air is bad for you, but you feel like torturing me yesterday on purpose. You sat out on the terrace all night. Oh, say not that youth has ruined. You were so captivated by your conversation with Irina Nikolaevna. You weren't even noticing the cold. Admit it, you are attracted to her. I'm 55 years old. That's nonsense. For a man, that's not old. You've kept your good looks, and women still find you attractive. Then what is it you wish? You're all ready to kiss the ground before an actress, every one of you. Once more, I stand before you. If people love actors and treat them differently from, say, merchants, then that's to be expected. It's called idealism. Women were always falling in love with you and throwing themselves at you. Is that idealism too? Well, women treated me very well. They loved it in me. Above all, an excellent doctor, you remember, 10 or 15 years ago. I was the only decent obstetrician in the province. Plus, I've always been honest. My darling. Quiet. They're coming. In 1873, at the Poltava Fair, her acting was exquisite, a sheer delight. She acted marvelously. Would you also by any chance happen to know the whereabouts of the comedian Chetin? Pavel Semyonovich Chetin. He was inimitable as Rasputin. Better than Sadovsky. My dearest lady, take my word for it, whatever happened to him. You keep asking me about these antediluvians. How should I know? Pasha Chetin. There's no one like him today. The stage has fallen. Irina Nikolaevna. There used to be giant oaks, but now only the stumps remain. True, there are a few truly gifted ones these days, but the average actor has risen considerably. I can't agree with you. However, it's a matter of taste. De gustibus aut bene aut nihil. Oh. My dearest son, when does it all begin? A minute longer. A little patience. My son, thou turnest mine eyes into my very soul, and there I seek black grain spots, and will not leave their tint. Nay, but to live in the rank sweat of an unseamed bed, stewed in corruption. Ladies and gentlemen, we are starting. May I have your attention, please? I'm starting. O ye honorable ancient shadows roaming at night above this lake, make us sleep and let us dream about what will be in 200,000 years. 200,000 years there will be nothing. Then let them show us that nothing. Let them. We are asleep. People, lions, eagles, and quails, horned to stags, geese, spiders, silent fish that used to inhabit the water, starfish, and those invisible to the eye. In short, all lives, having completed their mournful cycle, have died out. It's been thousands of centuries since the earth has supported a single living creature in the poor moon and vain lights and its lantern. Cranes no longer awaken with a cry in the meadows, and the beetles can no longer be heard amid the linden grooves. It's cold, cold, cold. It's empty, empty, empty. It's scary, scary, scary. The bodies of living creatures disappeared into dust, and the eternal matter has transformed them into rocks, water, and clouds, and their souls have all merged into one. I am the collective world soul, contained in me are the souls of Alexander the Great, Caesar, Shakespeare, Napoleon, the lowest leech in me. The consciousness of humans has merged with animal instincts, and I remember everything, in every life form inside me. I relive again. There's something from the decadence in this. Mama? I'm lonely. Once, every 100 years, I open my mouth to speak, and my voice sounds dull in this void, and no one hears it. And you pale flames, you do not hear me? In the early morning you are born out of putrid marsh, and you wander around till dawn, but without a single thought, without will, without a quiver of life. The demon, father of eternal matter, fearing that you might engender life, is constantly exchanging atoms in you as in rocks and water, and you are continuously transforming in the universe, only the spirit remains constant and unchanged. Like a captive cast into the deep and empty well, I don't know where I am or what awaits me. All that's revealed to me is that I'm destined to win in this fierce and persistent struggle with the demon, the source of all material forces. I'm destined to win, and after that, matter and spirit will merge in beautiful harmony, and the kingdom of peace will come. But this will come only after the moon and light-colored Sirius and the earth, little by little, following a long succession of millennia, turn to dust, and then horror, horror. Here comes thy mighty opponent, the devil. I see his scary crimson eyes. I smell sulfur. Am I supposed to? Yes. Well, it's quite an effect. Mama, he misses people. You've taken off your hat. Put it on, or you'll catch a cold. The doctor took his hat off to the devil. The father of eternal matter. The play is over. Enough. Curtain. Why are you getting so upset? Enough. Curtain. Bring down the curtain. The curtain. I'm sorry it escaped me that only the chosen few can write plays and act on stage. I broke the monopoly. Me. What's wrong with him? Arena, dearest, you should not be so harsh on young Pride. What did I say to him? You offended him. But he told me himself that it was a joke, and so I treated his play as a joke. Still, now it turns out that he'd written a great work, please. So then he arranged the performance and fumigated us with sulfur, not as a joke, but as a demonstration. He wanted to teach us how to write and what to act, and this, after all, is getting much too boring. These constant sallies and taunts against me as you like will tire anyone out. He is a capricious and selfish boy. He wanted to please you. Really. However, he didn't choose an ordinary play and forced us to listen to this decadent raving. As long as it's a joke. I'm willing to listen to the ravings even, but he claims that he's introducing new art forms and a new era in art. I think there's no new forms here, just a bad temper. Everyone writes the way he wants and as best he can. Let him write what he likes and as best he can, as long as he leaves me alone. Jupiter, are you getting angry? I'm not Jupiter, I'm a woman. I'm not getting angry, it's just that I feel bad that a young man spends his time so tediously. I did not mean to offend him. No one has a reason to separate soul from matter, because the soul itself may be the aggregate of material atoms. You know, what if you want to write a play and then act out on stage about the way we live, the likes of us, school teachers? It's a hard, hard life. That's all very reasonable, but let's not talk anymore about plays or atoms. The evening is so lovely. Ladies and gentlemen, can you hear the singing? It's so beautiful. It's on the side of the lake. Sit next to me. 10 or 15 years ago, here on the lake, you heard music and singing always, almost every night. There are 6 country estates there around the lake. I remember laughter, noise, shooting, and romance. In those days, the Jean Premier. And the favorite of all 6 estates was this man here. Please allow me, Dr. Evgeny Sergeyevich. He's still charming. But he was irresistible then. However, it's beginning to weigh heavily on my conscience. Why did I have to offend my poor boy? I'm feeling restless. Kostya, son, Kostya. I'll go look for him. Thank you, my dear. Hello, Konstantin Gavrilovich. Hello. Looks like we're not going to continue and I can come out. Hello. Bravo, bravo. Bravo, bravo. We're feasting our eyes with your looks and such a wonderful voice. You shouldn't sit here in the country. It's a sin. You must have talent. Do you hear me? You must join the stage. Oh, that's my dream. But it will never materialize. Who knows? Here, allow me to introduce you to Boris Alexeyevich Trigorin. Oh, I am so glad. I always read you. Don't be embarrassed, my dear. He's famous, but he has a simple soul. So, see, he's already embarrassed. Imagine we can raise the curtain now, otherwise it looks sinister. Yakov, my friend, raise the curtain. A strange play, isn't it? I didn't understand anything, although I watched with interest. You acted with such sincerity, and the set was beautiful. There must be a lot of fish in this lake. Yes, I love fishing. I can't think of anything more pleasurable than to sit by the lake in the late afternoon watching the float. But I think that those who have experienced the pleasure of creative work, for them, other pleasures just don't exist. Don't say that. When people say nice things to him, he sinks into the ground. I remember in Moscow at the Opera House, the famous Silva sang The Low Sea by chance. Just then a bass chorister from our church was sitting in the balcony. Well, you can imagine our complete astonishment when suddenly we hear Bravo, Silva from the gallery. A whole octave lower like this, Bravo, Silva. The entire theater just froze. Quiet angel flew by. It's a time for me to go. Goodbye. Where to? So early. We won't let you go. My father is waiting for me. Oh, he really is so. What can we do? We're very sorry to let you go. If only you knew how much. I don't want to leave. Someone ought to see you home, my pet. Oh, no. Stay. I can't, Pyotr Nikolaevich. Stay for an hour, that's all. Please, really. I can't. Oh, a poor girl. Really? I heard that her mother had bequeathed all her immense fortune to her husband, everything to the last kopeck. Now the girl is left with nothing because her father has already bequeathed everything to his second wife. It's an outrage. Yes, to give him his due, his dear old papa is a real swine. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go into. It's getting damp. My legs are aching. They look like they're made of wood, can barely move. Let's go, my ill-fated old man. Madam, I hear the dogs howling again. Have them untie the dog. I can't. I don't want thieves getting into the granary. I have Millet there. Yes, a whole octave lower. Bravo, Silva. And he is not even a singer, just your ordinary church chorister. How much does a church chorister make? I don't know. Maybe I don't understand anything, or I've lost my mind, but I like the play. There was something there. When the girl talked about loneliness, and then when the devil's red eyes appeared, my hands trembled with emotion. It was so fresh and naive. I think that's him coming. I feel like saying a lot of nice things to him. Everybody's gone. I'm here. Masha is looking for me all over the park. She's intolerable. Konstantin Gavrilovich, I liked your play so much. It's a little strange, and I did not hear the end, but still it made a deep impression on me. You're talented, and you have to continue. Phew. How high-strung you are, tears in your eyes. What am I trying to say? You picked the subject from the realm of abstract ideas. You did the right thing because of work. A work of art invariably must express some big idea. Only what's truly serious is beautiful. How pale you are. So you are telling me to continue. Yes, but show only what's important and eternal. You know, I've lived a varied life, and I enjoyed it, and I'm satisfied. But if I ever were to experience the inspiration that an artist doing creative work feels, I think I would despise the material shell and everything that comes with it, and I would take wing and soar from it high into the sky. I'm sorry, where is Zarichnaya? And one more thing. Every work should contain a clear and specific idea. You have to know why you're writing, because if not, if you take the scenic road without a well-defined goal, you will get lost and your talent will destroy you. Where is Zarichnaya? She went home. What should I do? I want to see her. I absolutely must see her. I'm going. Calm down, my friend. I'm going. I must go. Konstantin Gavrilovich, go inside. Your mother is waiting for you. She's restless. Tell her I've left. And I beg all of you to leave me alone. Leave me alone. Don't follow me around. Come, my dear, you shouldn't. It's not good. Goodbye, doctor. Thank you very much. Youth, youth. When people don't have anything else to say, they say youth, youth. It's ugly. I think I hear them playing inside. We should go. Wait. What? I want to say this once again. I feel like talking. I don't love my father, but I like you. For some reason, I feel with all my soul this connection to you. Help me. Help me or I'll do something foolish. Make a mockery of my life and ruin it. I can't take it anymore. What? Help you now? I am suffering. No one knows of my suffering. I love Constantine. Oh, how high-strung you all are. And all this love. Oh, this enchanted lake. But my child, what can I do? What?